Welcome back to the channel, guys, and in today's video we are going to feature some Love Cup battles, and that will feature Ariados. So Ariados is one of the Pokemons that I really like, and I wanted to run this for a while, but unfortunately I was not able to because the Great League really doesn't favor Ariados. And I really feel like in this meta where charmers and fighters are a thing, I think Ariados will do really well because it resists both those typings, as well as besides fire, it doesn't take really super effective damage from anything else. So, in my opinion, this is going to be really strong Pokemon, and I was able to do pretty well with this team as well. And the fortunate thing or the good thing that really happened within this time I was away was that I was able to make it to the legend rank for the first time in the GoBattle League. And I really want to thank the people who helped me get to the Metal Raptors team, as well as the other people from the community who helped me get to this legend. And I hope to continue this momentum in the from the next season onwards and try to gain more elo. but um, but yeah, really excited. But I was really excited. I wanted to make a video, but due to my work commitments I was not able to. I have recently changed jobs, and I really was not able to spare time for the videos. But here I am, and if you enjoyed watching the battles, if you enjoyed watching the content, do make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. If you want to join the Battleset Discord, don't forget to check out the link in the description down below. Also I am uploading the YouTube shorts regularly. So if you want to enjoy some shorter content, I think you definitely should be willing to check out the YouTube shorts section of the channel. So without further delays, let's start with the battles and see how the battle goes. So let's start with the first battle of today, and we are in an Alomomola lead. So it's a pretty decent lead for Ariados. I mean, you probably will not be able to win, but you'll be able to chip this thing down pretty well. And at some point I'll probably look to catch on to Alomomola of my own, because they probably will go straight psychic, because psychic will do super effective damage. And once we debuff this thing twice, I think we definitely will be able to look into catch and have and bank a loads of energy on our Ariados. So we shield the first one because that's the thing that's going to do most damage, and now I go straight cross poison because I just wanted to chip this thing as much as I can, probably bring it down to volt switch range for Electrode in the back. So it takes 7 waterfalls to get to a psychic, and that's exactly when I make the catch onto a Alomomola of my own. And as you can see, my Alomomola is not very good IVs, and it's single moved as well. The reason for that is I normally I don't like to go with single moved in any of my GBL sets, but with this particular mon, the thing is I don't really have good IV one, and second I felt like this hydro pump definitely has some utility against the fire types, but more or less you'll be needing those psychic type moves, like those the psychic itself. So that's the reason I didn't unlock second move. Maybe later down the line I'll do that once I get a good Alomomola, but as of now I'm running this thing. And to be honest, I didn't really feel like it was a bit of trouble, or I needed hydro pump anywhere. Just that if I would have better IVs, I definitely would have been able to do in the set that I went 2-3 on. So yeah, so that's that. And let's go back to the commentary, and we are in an Ariados mirror matchup. So looks like I'm getting decent over and over after every charge move. And since I lose CMP, my Ariados will just start getting lowered with their attack. So this is the thing that I need to watch out for. And after I debuff, I think I'll start going cross poison at some point of time. So as you can see, I'm losing CMP over and over again against this Ariados, and which makes sense because obviously I'm running a zero attack one. So we go for this lunge, and I think afterwards I'll start going straight cross poison, because cross poison will should be able to knock out at this range. At least that's what I was thinking in my head at the time. But looks like the opponent's Ariados survived. We get an attack boost, which is quite nice, and we both make simultaneous swap, and this ends up being positive for me. I think my opponent was trying to snipe me with the Crustle, whereas I wanted to waterfall down. So I think both of us had the same intention. It's just that I just ended up taking better half of the straw. So looks like they're going straight X Scissor, and Alomomola is a very bulky Pokemon, so I don't need to shield anything. So we are able to knock out their Crustle, which is quite good, and the in comes a Charmer, so that's pretty nice because we do have some decent health left over on our Ariados. So they shield the Psychic, which is quite good, and I come in with Ariados of my own just to grab the last shield, so that Electrode can pressure the opponent with the discharge. So again we both made the swap at the same time. I think my opponent was trying to snipe me, but instead even I think this was very even play. And at this stage, I just want to do as much damage as I can with the Electrode and save one shield for my Ariados in the back. So, and since Ariados is decently bulky, it will be able to handle those resisted charms quite decently. But it will add up because I was at almost no energy with my Ariados. And yeah, not almost, but I didn't have any energy. So we survived with barely some health, and we are able to get to this cross poison to knock out their opponent's Sylveon. So yeah, good games. And that's the beauty about Ariados, because it's only weak to it's only taking super effective damage against the fire types. And besides that, the other two common types in the meta are the fighting types as well as the charmers. So Ariados tends to handle those two typings pretty well. It double resists the fighting types, which is quite decent. I'm sorry, I'm just starting the commentary back after a very very long time, so that's why I'm not super fluent at this point of time. But but yeah, when I start uploading again, not maybe, but it will definitely improve. So we are now in a very commanding position, and I go for the move straight away because I don't want to invest a shield, like shielding and ice beam. So cross poison does massive amount of damage, knocks out the Wigglytuff, and they are not swapping out. I think they're not swapping out because they didn't wait the switch timer enough, which allows the Alomomola to just waterfall chunk it down. And this is probably where my opponent lost the game, because had it been the case that they waited the switch timer, they definitely would have been able to swap out instantly. And the other thing that which I did was I did not wait the switch timer on my side as well, because the switch timers were misaligned and I recognized that. So at this stage, I'm letting off the Alomomola and just come in with Ariados, and I'll go for this lunge before, even though it's not energy efficient, because I want to lower their attack. And yeah, I think that really mattered towards the end. Otherwise, I think I would have not survived the second discharge which is coming in. So let's see what would have happened. So yeah, so they go for a discharge, we barely survive. So yes, I think going for that lunge was a very smart play on my side. And and yeah, we are able to pull this one off and take the win with the cross poison. So yeah, Ariados OP. Moving on to the next one, picking up a negative lead this time, like very negative lead, and we swap into Electrode, and in comes a grass type. And I didn't really know that the grass types were really a thing in this meta, but kudos to my opponent for bringing in a grass type. And since I'm not very familiar with the moves on my like how much volt switches take. How much volt switches it take to charge on the Electrode? You'll see me undertapping in a lot of space, a lot of points wherein wasn't really at a move. So you see here that I was undertapping, and that allowed my opponent to get an extra bullet seed. So yeah, definitely not very smart play from my side, but this is just me not being familiar with Electrode. So here you see that I snuck in and volt switch, and I again wait a switch time, again wait for again did the undertap. So I looks like I literally outplayed myself, and this puts my opponent in a really commanding position, which is not good. But maybe they have. I don't know what Alomomola can handle in the back, especially with the Talonflame lead, because Talonflame just blocks the Ariados, and my opponent just comes in with the Wormadam as well. They didn't even bother coming in with with Talonflame. So So yeah, not really good, and I think I'll just end up quitting this one because there is no way that I'm winning this particular game. Had it been the case that I still think that I would have lost even if I won the switch there, because they had two counters to my Ariados in the back as well. So moving on to the last game of the set, and we are in an Electrode lead. So in this lead, as I said, I like to go lunge just before, and I was trying to catch a volt switch there, sorry, discharge there, but unfortunately that didn't happen, and my opponent just went for the hyper beam. So kudos to my opponent for running this move set. I personally also wanted to run this, but I wanted to get this video out, and probably with a good amount of set, and here I lose the CMP yet again. So this is the thing, that when you are running good PvP IV Pokemon, you just tend to lose CMP a lot. So we go for this foul play, which gets shielded because my opponent really wanted the switch advantage here, and I think we got decent there, so that allowed my opponent to do extra damage with their volt switch. So not really good on not really good for me. We'll take this discharge, and I fortunately at least I'm able to farm down the electrode. In comes Magcargo, which is not quite good for me. We will be able to throw this cross poison, though I definitely should have gone for a lunch, but that was just my instinct throwing the cross poison, because in my head I thought that I'll be preserving some energy uh, on my Ariados. So in comes this Medicham. So this is not really good because Medicham will be able to counter the Alomomola, but I think I managed to pull this one out, especially since we are a shield up. So here I have to make a call that whether it's a power punch or a psychic. So my opponent tried to bait me with the power punch, which is quite good for me, and this probably will be enough to stall the switch timer, and they go for this power punch, which is fine. I'll be able to, I was counting the fast moves there, so I just threw right before my opponent got to a psychic, and here you'll see that the Medicham survived with barely any health, and I didn't really tap on the fast move there because I wanted to get that extra energy on the Alomomola. My opponent made the swap right away, but since they are running incinerate, we will be able to get to the psychic before the second incinerate goes through, and yeah, Medicham was just one waterfall away. So yeah, really well played from my opponent's side, and that really could have gone either way. And if I had played that set better, that Sunny Cherim game better, I probably would have been in a very better spot. So this is the set that I went 2 and 3, and this really was the first set that I played with this team. So you'll see me making some misplays here and there, but I just wanted to showcase this because I wanted to show you that how I started with this team. And there was a Talonflame lead, so that was a very bad lead for Ariados yet again. And we go for this discharge, and this discharge will do some decent amount of damage to Scrafty, but Scrafty will not go down. It's decently tanky, whereas Electrode is not. But the good thing about Ariados is that we are double resisting the counters, double resisting the counters as well as those power punches. We do need to watch out for the foul play though. So here I make a call that it's going to be a power punch, and the opponent ends up baiting, which is quite good for me because this will allow me to farm down this Crafty, and I am able to successfully shield the foul play as well. So at this stage I'll be able to comfortably farm down this Crafty, and this is, it's just the 5 counters, it's a power up punch, so I don't need to shield that. Ariados can take this comfortably, and expecting the Talonflame to come back in, so I threw cross poison immediately because I wanted to chunk this Talonflame as much as I can. Unfortunately, this time they are able to sneak in and incinerate, which I'm going to transfer to Alomomola, and Ariados has done its job. I think it has taken out 70% of Talonflame's health. But in comes this Licky Tongue, and this is probably where if I had Hydro Pump, I would have been in a better spot. But Psychic gets you potential to lower the opponent's defense. So I tend to I call this, and it's a power whip. So a good shield from my side, but yeah, it's the opponent will be able to get to another power whip. Very good counting from my opponent's side. So they go for the power whip, which is not able to knock us out, but the opponent is able to sneak in two licks. So we go for the psychic, and I make an immediate swap, and they also make an immediate swap. Unfortunately, they are at a flame charge, so they'll be able to knock out our Ariados. And even though we will be able to knock out the Alomomola, the yes, this thing is very healthy. Maybe if I had a better IV Alomomola, we would have survived the licks better. I'm not sure about the breakpoints and stuff, but definitely I think that could have been much better if I had a better IV Alomomola, to the very least. So we are in another Alomomola lead, and I think the gameplay would most likely remain the same. That go for the lunge as fast as you can, and lower your opponent's attack, and shield the first one, because this is the thing that's going to do the most amount of damage. So throwing on the fast move alignment, not fast move alignment, but with the timing. And since it's 2 times debuff, I'll look to catch the psychic after the seventh water, excuse me, on the seventh waterfall again, which I'm able to successfully do. So this is quite good for me, and expecting opponent to make a swap, and they swap to Wigglytuff. And at this stage, even though this was my first game in the Love Cup, I immediately recognized that this is going to be a double charm team. So I was really prepared for that, but since I was at a shield disadvantage, let's see how it turns out, because uh, with shields down, I think Electrode can eventually handle this, but this weird thing will happen at this point of time, which you'll see. I was not able to tap on the charge move there. The game completely froze for me at that point of time, and this probably will cost me the game, because now I had to invest a shield onto my onto the Ariados, and they'll just come back in with I think that was, yeah, Alomomola. They can just come back in with, and I'm forced to throw my energy, which I built up. So I have to throw this, and now I just hope that they have, yeah. So as expected, they are running double charm, but yeah, let's see. The two volts, the two discharges should be enough to knock out the Sylveon, but I think Sylveon will be able to get to a charge move, or not. They are not able to get to that, so we will be able to throw this discharge, which is enough to knock out the Sylveon, and the Alomomola will come back in and probably farm us down, and we have to beat it to the next charge move, which we are able to do. So we are still able to pull that one off, even though that weird glitch happened, but all well that ends well, and we are able to take the win. So yeah, good games. Moving on to the next one, we are in an Electrode lead. So this Electrode is running Charge Beam and not the Volt Switch. So it will be, I don't particularly know the count of the Charge Beam, so I'm just randomly throwing the charge moves here, because yeah, there is no point, since I didn't know the counting. So they go for this discharge. Since it's debuffed, it's not going to do much damage. And as I said, I was not aware of the fast moves it takes to get to a discharge. I overfarmed, which ends up being a CMP die, which Ariados obviously loses. And I threw. I didn't fully charge, because I wanted to get some extra damage, and in comes Magcargo. So it's good. Like, it would have been nice if I threw earlier, so that I had one shield. But still, since I have switch advantage where I want it to be, the opponent has a Slowbro in the back. Sorry, Galarian Slowbro in the back. So since Galarian Slowbro loses the water typing, it's not taking super effective damage to the Volt Switch, as well as the discharge. Whereas I think I should have gone for foul play, but it doesn't matter, because I was expecting them to shield anyway. So the Electrode will go down, and at this stage, my only option is to throw the Psychic and grab the last shield, but they'll eventually be able to outpace us, and I think their Magcargo also was running Rock Throw and not Incinerate, if I remember this correctly. But regardless, yeah, oh no, they are running Incinerate. But regardless, I think even though we are able to farm them down, we will not be able to get to the Psychic before Slowbro gets to a Sludge Bomb. So all right, they were already at a Sludge Bomb, so there was probably no win con for me after yeah, after that massacre. So moving on to the next one, picking up another bad lead in the form of this Magcargo, and this is where I realized that it's running Rock Throw and not Incinerate. So since Wigglytuff came out, I am pretty sure that they are running Double Charm here as well. So a lot of Double Charm leads, and sorry, a lot of Double Charm teams, which I really don't like. and but yeah, we'll try to push this one through as well. So we are able to get a shield advantage. Unfortunately, we were not able to maintain the switch advantage there. We will not able to win the switch advantage, or so to speak. So I'll let go of this charge move. I'm preserving two shields for Alomomola, hoping in the hope that it's going enough to take out both the charmers. Sorry, the last charmer as well. And as you can see, I'm furiously tapping onto the Alomomola, and as expected, there is the Aromatisse and the Aromatisse here. So Aromatisse is not very bulky, but it's decently bulky, but not as bulky as Alomomola. So I think we will be able to. Uh, I think we it will be just enough for us to get to a psychic, and they are also running draining case. I'm not sure if Aromatisse has any other charge move, like a lower energy costing charge move, but I had to throw there, and the Magcargo is very bulky, and since it was not running Incinerate, it did neutral damage to Alomomola, which did not allow us to um, uh, get to more waterfall damage. And yeah, the game is pretty much wrapped up. So yeah, very well played from my opponent, and that rock throw Magcargo really caught me off guard. So, moving on to the last game, and the my opponent swapped into sorry, the Kantos Logro. So, it's unlike the Galarian one. It's going to take super effective damage, and at the time I didn't really know how much damage a Psychic will do. So I shielded up because Psychic is a very strong move, and it gets stab as well from Galarian from the Kantos Logro. So, in comes Druddigon. So Druddigon. Will be able to farm us down with those dragon tails, because dragon tails will chunk, and Druddigon really hits hard, and I wanted to make a video on Druddigon as well. I think I have enough candies for it, but let me see if I have enough, or I'll need to invest some rare candies into it. So they go for the Night Slash bait, which was quite odd for me, and maybe they were fishing for boost or something like that. So at this stage they went for a Night Slash, and I did not shield it. I'm expecting this to be Ranklow, and I'm expecting that they have a fire type in the back, and they have an Ariados of their own, and I should have really thrown the lunge before going out, because they'll be able to throw their lunge on their side and continue to lower our attack. So I think throwing the lunge might have been a better play here. But regardless, Alomomola will eventually lose this matchup, and but we will be able to grab the last shield of the opponent, so that's quite good. At this stage, I just want to chip the opponent's Ariados as much as I can, and since I have lunch ready, I think I'll be able to able to throw the charge move. We get a bit of lag there, which is unfortunate, but it's good that we are able to get rid of their Ariados. I think it favored out in my side, and since I didn't really know how much energy the Ariados had, I threw immediately. I didn't overfarm, and it's a race to the charge move now. And Ariados fortunately wins this race. I think they were one Dragon Tail short of a charge move, and Ariados again pulling it off, getting an unnecessary boost towards the end. So this was a 2-3 set, and I hope you enjoyed watching today's video. Unfortunately, I'm not able to upload regularly. I'll try as much as I can, but yeah, some things it's yeah, I've changed jobs and it's really hectic over there, so I'm just trying to settle down, and let's see how it pans out. But this is the first video of the Love Cup, and I really enjoyed playing with this team, especially Ariados. I really wanted to run this Puda, and that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching this one. Until next time, peace.